Picture this. You've saved for months, maybe even years. You booked that dream vacation, packed your bags, and you are buzzing with excitement. You get to the airport, ready to fly, only to be told you're not allowed to board the plane. Your ticket is valid, your passport is in hand, but a new law you didn't even know about has just torpedoed your entire trip. It sounds like a travel nightmare, but in 2025, it's a reality for a shocking number of people. Today, I'm going to walk you through the surprising travel rules for 2025 that you absolutely need to know. We'll cover a sweeping new U.S. travel policy that could stop your journey before it even starts. We'll dive into the new mandatory authorizations for Europe and the UK that are ending visa-free travel as we know it, a critical update for domestic travel within the United States, and several other sneaky rules that could ground you unexpectedly. My goal is simple: to give you the information you need to make sure this nightmare scenario doesn't happen to you. If you have any travel plans this year or next, you'll want to stick around. First up, and arguably the biggest bombshell for 2025 travel, is a new executive order from the US government that went into effect in June 2025. This isn't a minor tweak, it's a massive set of restrictions. Imagine you're a citizen of an affected country. You've booked a non-refundable flight to visit family, attend a conference, or just see the sights. You arrive at the airport, check in, and head to the gate, only to be denied boarding. The airline staff tells you that because of a new US government directive, they can't let you on the plane. Your money is gone, your plans are shattered, and there's nothing you can do. This is the reality this policy has created. So, let's break down what this means. The policy is divided into two categories. First, there are countries facing the most severe restrictions, where the US has broadly suspended issuing most types of visas, whether it's for tourism, business, or immigration. As of the latest update, this includes countries like Iran, Cuba, North Korea, Syria, and Venezuela. For citizens of these nations, getting any new US visa has become incredibly difficult. Next is a category of countries facing targeted restrictions. This means that while some visa types might be available, other common ones, like B1/B2, tourist and business visas, are restricted. Now, this is the most crucial part: the exemptions. This policy does not apply to everyone. You are generally exempt if you are a lawful permanent resident of the US, a green card holder, if you already had a valid US visa before the policy took effect, or if you are a dual national traveling on a passport from a non-restricted country. The policy also makes exceptions for immediate relatives of US citizens, refugees, and holders of Afghan special immigrant visas. The key takeaway here is to never assume. This list of countries is subject to review every 180 days, meaning it could change with little warning. All right, if you're planning a trip to Europe or the United Kingdom, you need to pay close attention. For decades, travelers from countries like the US, Canada, and Australia have enjoyed the incredible perk of just showing up with a passport and getting a stamp. Well, those days are officially over. Let's start with Europe. A new system called EES, or the Entry-Exit System, is being rolled out in October 2025. This system will require most non-EU travelers to provide biometric data, that's your fingerprints and a facial scan, the first time they enter the Schengen area. But the bigger change to prepare for is ETIAS, the European Travel Information and Authorization System. Although its full launch has been pushed to mid-2026, the groundwork is being laid now. When ETS goes live, it will be mandatory for travelers from previously visa-exempt countries to get pre-authorization before heading to 30 European countries. Think of it like the ESTA that the US requires. It's not a visa, but it's an absolutely essential pre-screening step. If you don't have an approved ETIAS, the airline will deny you boarding. Period. It doesn't matter if you have a non-refundable hotel in Paris or a train ticket to Rome. A simple oversight could cost you thousands. Here's what you need to know. The ETIAS application is all online. The fee is just €7 for most adults, and it's free for those under 18 or over 70. Once approved, Your ETS is valid for 3 years, or until your passport expires, and covers short stays of up to 90 days. The golden rule is to apply well before you book anything. While most applications are processed in minutes, some can take longer, so give yourself a buffer. And don't make the mistake of thinking this also covers the UK. After Brexit, the UK rolled out its own separate system called the ETA, or Electronic Travel Authorization. This became mandatory for US citizens on January 8, 2025. The application is also online, costs about £10, and is valid for 2 years. The third big change for 2025 is one that's flying under the radar, but can create a huge mess. This is all about something called visa reciprocity. The U.S. Department of State operates on a principle of reciprocity, which basically means it tries to mirror the visa rules other countries have for American citizens. Because of this, the U.S. periodically adjusts its visa policies for citizens of different countries, and these changes can be dramatic. For some travelers, visas that might have once been valid for 5 or 10 years might now be issued for a much shorter period, sometimes as little as 3 months for a single entry. Let that sink in. Imagine you're a student or a professional from a country whose reciprocity schedule just changed. You used to get a visa that let you travel back and forth for years. Now, you might have to go through the entire costly and time-consuming visa application process, the fees, the paperwork, an embassy interview, for every single trip. This affects a wide range of visas, from tourist and student visas to temporary work visas. The frustration here is the uncertainty and added expense. You can no longer assume you know the terms of your next visa. The solution is diligence. Before you even think about applying for a U.S. visa, you must go to the Department of State's website and check the official visa reciprocity schedule for your specific country. Finally, don't think these massive changes only affect international travel. A huge deadline has now passed in the United States that could stop you from boarding a simple domestic flight from Los Angeles to Las Vegas. I'm talking about the full enforcement of the REALID Act. After years of delays, the final deadline hit on May 7, 2025. As of this date, every U.S. air traveler 18 and over must show a real ID-compliant driver's license or another acceptable form of ID to get through airport security. The problem is, millions of Americans might still have an old, non-compliant license. If you show up at the airport with one of these, the TSA agent will have to turn you away. You won't get to your gate, and you will miss your flight. So, how do you fix this? First, look at your driver's license right now. A real ID-compliant card usually has a star in the upper corner. If you see the star, you're good. If you don't, and it says, "Not for federal identification" or "Federal limits apply," it is not compliant. You'll need to head to your state's DMV to get an updated one. But what if you don't have time before your flight? Don't panic. There are other options. A valid U.S. passport or passport card is a perfect alternative. Other forms that work include a military ID, a permanent resident card, or an enhanced driver's license. The bottom line is, your old standard license might not be enough anymore. Check your ID today and make a plan if it's not compliant, because this is one travel headache that is so easy to avoid. Next is a classic mistake that foils countless travelers: the 6-month passport validity rule. You might think your passport is fine as long as it hasn't expired, but dozens of countries disagree. Imagine this. Your passport expires in 5 months. You're flying to Thailand, feeling prepared. But at the check-in counter, the airline denies you boarding. Why? Because Thailand is one of many countries that require your passport to be valid for at least 6 months from the date you arrive. This rule exists to prevent travelers from becoming stranded with an expired passport. The list of countries with this rule is long and includes popular destinations in Asia, the Middle East, and Africa. Some European nations in the Schengen area have a similar, though slightly less strict, 3-month validity requirement. The consequence for overlooking this is brutal: being denied boarding and losing your trip before it even begins. The solution is simple. Before you book anything, check your passport's expiration date. This next rule is a nightmare for spontaneous backpackers and one-way flyers. Proof of onward travel. You book a one-way ticket to Peru, planning to figure out the rest of your South American adventure as you go. But when you try to check in, the airline asks for proof that you have a flight, bus, or train ticket to leave Peru. You don't have one, so they refuse to let you on the plane. This isn't just an airline policy. It's an immigration requirement for many countries. They want to ensure you don't plan to overstay your visa, and they put the responsibility on airlines to enforce it. If an airline flies you to a country without the proper documentation, they may be on the hook for the cost of flying you back. So what do you do if you want to keep your plans flexible? The safest option is to book a fully refundable flight for your exit. Finally, a law that can cost you thousands of dollars and even get you sent home: strict biosecurity. Countries like Australia and New Zealand are famously protective of their unique environments and agricultural industries. They have zero tolerance for travelers bringing in undeclared risk items. Picture this. You land in Sydney, tired after a long flight. You forget about the apple or the bag of beef jerky in your carry-on and fail to declare it on your incoming passenger card. A biosecurity officer with a detector dog finds it. Now, you're not just getting a slap on the wrist. You could be facing an infringement notice for thousands of dollars. Worse, for certain offenses, Australian authorities have the power to cancel your visa and refuse you entry. These rules apply to a huge range of items, including fresh fruit, vegetables, meat, dairy, honey, and even used hiking shoes that might carry foreign soil. The solution is simple and absolute. Declare it. So, let's recap the new travel world of 2025. We have the U.S. travel policy, which demands you check official sources. We have the mandatory ETIAS and UK ETA, ending spontaneous visa-free trips. We have visa reciprocity changes that can shrink your visa's validity. The Real ID deadline is making compliant IDs essential for U.S. domestic flights. You now have to watch your passport's expiration date like a hawk because of the 6-month validity rule. Be ready to prove you have a ticket to leave, and be incredibly careful about declaring every single food item when you land. Navigating these rules can feel like a lot, but staying informed isn't just a suggestion anymore. It's a basic part of modern travel. These laws are real. The consequences are serious. But now, you have the knowledge to get ahead of them. Now, I want to hear from you. What's the most surprising travel rule you've ever run into? Or how will these 2025 changes affect your plans? Drop your story in the comments below. And if you want to stay ahead of the curve with more essential travel updates that can save you time, money, and stress, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching, and travel safe.